Northeast today and tomorrow as well. NE1's Fashion Futures. We've got the organiser Sandra Tang here with us, and also Nisha Vedhara, who is going to be part of the shows. And she has a studio and also an online, a very, very big online presence with her brand Love Niche. We were just talking, Nisha, about the Northeast and the fashion, I suppose the way that fashion designers and commentators, almost in a sense, are pretty rude about us. Have you experienced that?
Yes, I have. When I worked down south or, worked on some international projects, there are often people who would look down upon the fact that, oh, you are a fashion stylist, but why Newcastle? And why have they got you here from Newcastle? So I found that often that it's kind of looked down upon, but I think with events like NE1 Fashion Futures, we having Alexandra Schumann and Henry Holland, and last year we had Julian McDonald. I think he was quite impressed, wasn't he, when he worked and he saw the shows. I think he was quite impressed with what Northeast and Newcastle had to offer. I think it's just like a generic impression people have created down south about, like you said, short skirts and no coats.
Yeah, so they think we're short skirts, no coats, false lashes, and we're all orange.
Exactly.
That's what they think, and it's not the case. So if we can get Alexandra Schulman up here, that must be pretty good. Explain who she is then, Sandra, for people that may not know.
Alexandra Schumann OBE is the editor-in-chief of British Vogue, so one of the most influential people working in the fashion industry today. And we have her up here as part of NE1's Fashion Futures for free talks tomorrow. So she's going to be joined by Henry Holland and the Fashion Futures editor of Vogue as well, Laura Weir. So we've got some really big names here to speak in the region. And so, it's not all, about kind of fake tans and everything here. It's all about high-end fashion. We've also got tomorrow night Fashion Front Row, which is our catwalk featuring Northeast fashion designers. So really the best from the region.
And so everybody that's going to be featured is a Northeast designer.
Yes, including Nisha. So we're delighted to have her on the catwalks.
I'm so excited that Alexandra Schumann's going to be there.
I know. Get your card into her nice smart jacket. And what are you going to be showing?
Well, we only had the chance to show 5 outfits because it's a small kind of show for us because they've got loads of designers and everybody wants to show their creativity. So we're showing a combination of my cruise and resort wear collection, which is a beach to bar collection of kaftans and, glamorous beach wear as how you would take an outfit from beach to bar.
From Shields to the Toon.
No.
From Seabend. Yeah. I like it. And tell us about some of the outfits. Tell us about one of those outfits.
So one of the kaftans.
What the colours and the material you're using?
Sequins. It's shimmer. It's glamour.
And is
personified
going to be big this season? Glamour.
It is. Yes. Well, at least with the cruise and resort wear, there is no trends. I haven't focused towards the 70s power or fashion, or flower power. It's very glamour, and that's always been the collection. It's just high-end glamour for women who like to yacht and cruise all year around. And
I love yachting.
The clientele for that in Newcastle is increasing. I think that's what people down south need to know. And surprisingly, actually, my last 2 clients who bought my cruise and resort wear collection were 3 women from London. And it was quite interesting to know. I said, oh, how come you're here? And they said, there's loads of people now coming down from down south to party in Newcastle because they all think the party life and the nightlife is really good. And they just ended up coming to the studio and buying the cruise and resort wear collection.
So do you deal with many celebrities then?
Yes. Not many.
Can you drop some names for us? Come on, we like a name drop.
Well, I recently worked with Adriana Lima.
And she's for anybody that doesn't know, she's a supermodel and she's a Brazilian an angel, isn't she?
Supermodel and a Victoria's Secret angel. I worked with her for a week in Istanbul on a project which is going to go live in about 2 months' time. So it was really exciting. I designed all her outfits and styled her for all the looks. It's a TV commercial, and we're going to have still images. We had some great names that I can't name at the moment, but photographers, who work for the Vogue, and everywhere else.
All sorts of exciting
Yeah.
big names. Sandra, in terms of social media, that's totally changed the way that people look at fashion, read about fashion, love fashion. And I know up here there are plenty of Northeast bloggers and vloggers and video makers, and it really is. It's an interesting step forward, isn't it, for fashion?
Definitely, and there's going to be, a lot of digital coverage of anyone's fashion futures, and a lot of people kind of there live tweeting, and the catwalks that we had last year, everyone instantly got out their phones and wanted to Snapchat and tweet their pictures, because there's some stunning collections, and it's just a really exciting time. Because even if you don't manage to see it actually on the day, you can get snapshots of it during online on social media.
I think last year's social media trail was really good, and even some of the images that came out, when you look at it all together as a package, I think it creates a great impression about Northeast creativity.
And also, Nisha stayed here. She's from the, living in the Northeast, happy to stay in the Northeast. But there are lots and lots of people that I'm sure will migrate down south. Do you think there will be a time when people will stay in the Northeast, homegrown talent, stay here and work here and design here and sell here?
Yes, definitely. I mean, our catwalk tomorrow, Fashion Front Row, it's all Northeast designers, and we've seen a massive increase in the last few years of people staying in the region, building up the business in the region, designing in the region. So there is a lot of creative talent, and we're seeing more and more that the Northeast is becoming more of a hotbed of talent, and that people are staying here in the area.
And what is the key trend? Right, we'll do one key trend from both of you, and also who your one style inspiration is for summer 2015. Although if we're fashion people, we'd probably be talking about winter. But let's talk about summer. Go on then, Nisha. So who's your inspiration and one trend that we can all go out there and get?
Well, I would say go out and get the 70s trend. There's so much from the 70s.
I bet you there's people listening that have still got the 70s trousers in it.
Yeah, bring them out. Bring your palazzo pants, your flare pants, your flower power.
Yeah.
Denim's big.
And original, then it's vintage as well. We can call it vintage as well.
Exactly.
So you're double trendy. Okay, so 70s. The palazzo pants, which always make you look a little bit taller and thinner anyway.
Yes. Oh, well, you're learning. Oh, you already knew that, Anna.
I know these things. And your inspiration then, Nisha, who's your big style icon?
It has to be Coco Chanel. I know it would sound like
love it.
It has to be.
And am I right in thinking else. She said if you look at yourself before you go out and you take off one accessory and then you'll be better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't keep all the accessories on.
More.
Yeah. And what about you, Sandra? So the key trend and your
Well, I was going to say 70s too, but I would say, and Nisha mentioned it as well, as denim. Denim's really big this year, whether it's ripped jeans or whether or not it's flares. It's definitely a big must in your wardrobe for this summer.
Can we double denim or do we risk
Anna,
humiliation?
You know a lot. Double denim.
Double denim is a good one. You see, you heard it first here on BBC Newcastle.
From Anna.
Yeah, this is a hotbed of fashion excitement. And if people want to come along to Fashion Futures, Sandra, how do they get there?
All details about tickets and shows are on the website getintonewcastle.co.uk. So that's getintonewcastle.
Sound good to me. Now I'm going to play Atomic Kitten and I'd like you to catwalk out of the studio. So it's not about walking. It's about catwalking. Thank you very much for coming in today, Sandra Tang and also Nisha Vedhara from Love Niche. It's been great.
Thank you.
I'm ready to do my stuff now and flaunt.